Good morning, good morning on this Sunday. Good morning. Hope everybody's waking up or already having a good Sunday. Me, personally, I'm still tired. And I wake up to see a bunch of this about Devin Haney. Oh, Devin. How you put your foot in your mouth. So first off, if you don't know, I'm going to do this real fast. We're going to go here, and then I'm going to touch on
Man,
what this is.
he want to rip Black Fight Fan TV all day long. He said, keep
Listen,
grinding, Devin. Greatness is coming. Yeah, yes, sir.
yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
I'll tell you this. I will never lose to a white boy in my life. I don't care what nobody got to say. Listen, can't no white boy beat me on any day of the week.
Okay, now let's touch on this real fast. First off, before I even get into what Devin said, ignorance breeds ignorance. Of course, he was on a panel with the LDBC, one of their members. Won't shout out the channel, but it's not that hard to find. So, thing is, Devin is young. I don't know if that's how he really feels or it's one of them things when you're around a group of people who have a certain mindset, and you talking and you're young, you say things that will make them like you per se. So I don't know if this is a true statement, how he truly feels, or if it's just one of the things that he was catering to the crowd he was around. Now, I'm going to tell y'all why this statement is dumb as fuck, okay? First off, Devin, you've already been beat by white boys. In your amateur career, you had a lot of wins, but you had some losses. I believe you had like 8 losses. And in them 8 losses, you already had lost to some white boys. That's mistake number 1. See, you're not like Floyd Mayweather, where Mayweather went undefeated his entire boxing career. Not just in the pros, but in the amateurs as well. Everybody knows Floyd Mayweather was ripped off in the amateurs and should have won. So he does have one defeat, but he never truly lost that fight. So it is what it is. You could take it with a grain of salt. You're not that type of fighter. Number 2, you're unproven. You are a paper champ. You did not win your belt. You got a vacated belt handed to you that you didn't even have to fight for. In your last fight, you looked like pure dog shit against somebody who only had 12 fights, and out of them 12 fights, fought a bunch of nobody and Alfonso. So those are a lot of mistakes right there. Now, let's go with number 3. This statement has been made before. Many people have said that, not just Devin Haney. The first person that came to my mind was Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins made this exact same statement when he was going to fight Joe Calzaghe. What ended up happening to Bernard Hopkins? He lost to Joe Calzaghe. That was number 1. Number 2, in his last fight, a white boy didn't just knock him out. He knocked him through the ropes and out. Damn near out the ring. See, when you make statements like this, whether you're black saying a white boy will never beat me, or you're white saying a black boy will never beat me, or you're Mexican saying this, that, and that, it doesn't matter what your race is. When you make a statement like this, now you can't lose. Now, if it does happen, everybody is going to be lining up to laugh at you. And I understand there's the other possibility too that I didn't bring up, that this could just be publicity trying to get a fight with Lomachenko, because that's who they were talking about. 78 Sports. Damn, I didn't want to mention his name. You see that Freudian slip? Anyways, he was pretty much what led Haney into saying that was he wants Haney to dethrone Loma. He's tired of Lomo. He wants to derail the hype train. Now, we all know on my channel, I have been very critical over Lomachenko as far as calling him La Homo. But by no means is he a bad fighter. Lomachenko, outside of the Salido loss, which was only his second fight, I believe, has pretty much dominated everybody he's fought. Straight through, went up, used to hold the record for 3 division champion, the quickest. Shields beat him, although you know, I know Shield fans won't like this, but I don't see it impressive to, and I've spoken on this several times on my channel, on my lives too. It's not as impressive to me to go down in weight and continue to go down in weight where you're the bigger, stronger person and beat weaker, smaller people. That's not impressive to me. Going up is what you should be doing. Shields is the only person I know who's getting praised for going down in weight. So if you take her out the equation, or at least on the men's side of it, Lomachenko did it the fastest. Now, people want to argue, well, and I'm not trying to make this about race because my channel was never about race, but I just want to touch on where the hate for Lomo comes from with a certain crowd of people. So the thing with Lomo is people over on that side are mad because he was given opportunities. They want to call it privilege. Well, here's the thing about it. And I remember Gary Russell Jr. was talking about, yeah, Lomo shouldn't get a shot at me. He shouldn't get a shot at me. He didn't do anything. And Gary Russell Jr. was an amazing fighter. Fucking amazing. Hands are like lightning. Movements like Sonic. Like, the dude is a great fighter. He's having problems finding people to fight him because he's such a good fighter. He didn't think Lomo was worthy. Well, what ended up happening to Gary Russell Jr.? Look it up. I'm not going to tell you the outcome, but I'm going to tell you it didn't turn out good for Gary Russell. See, the thing is, you can't, when you're in a combat sport, privilege isn't going to win a fight for you. Privilege isn't going to help you once you get in between them ropes and you're standing across from that other man who's trying to kill you. It's not going to help you. That's where skills come into play. Now, coming back to Devin Haney, do I think he's racist? Do I think the statement's racist? I don't know if he's racist, and I do not think the statement at all is racist. If that's how he feels, that's how he feels. Like, the problem is, in today's day and age, nobody can speak their mind. Nobody can say what they want to say. Case in point, Joe Exotic, the Tiger King. I like Netflix because that dude to me was funny as shit because he said exactly how he felt. He didn't care whose feelings he hurt. He didn't care. Whatever was on his mind, he said that. Problem is, in this day and age, people don't want you to be that way. There's a bunch of betas who would have never made it out of the caves if this was 4,000 years ago that run everything now because everything's comfortable. Where you're strong, it doesn't mean anything anymore because the weak are the masses. There's more weak than there are strong. So nowadays, when technology makes everything easy, the weak rule the pack. And because of that, everybody has soft skin. Nobody can handle anybody saying how they really feel. And again, I will say this. If Devin truly feels that a white boy at this point, and I say at this point because he's already lost to white boys. So at this point in his career, if he feels like no white boy can truly beat him, that doesn't mean he's racist. That's how he feels. It's not that hard to figure out. It's not that hard to say. It's really not. If Lomachenko came out and said, no black boy could ever beat me, people would say he's racist. And the thing about racism is, and I'm going to say this, and people could disagree, I'm not going to go back and forth. I might comment on what you say, but I'm not going to get into no debates, no arguments over racism, because that's not what my channel is about. But I can tell y'all, if Lomachenko said the same thing, what would come down on him would be way worse than what's coming down on Devin Haney. Okay? Again, if Lomo said it, I don't feel that's racist. You're saying a true statement of how you feel if that's really how you feel. So racist to me would be, it's different than that. Like, sorry, I had to turn off my phone ringer. It's different. Like, racism to me is saying that all black people are stupid, all white people are stupid, and it's not really based on anything. When you come to sports, right, if Usain Bolt made the statement, and I'm using track and field because speed is mainly dominated by black guys, mainly. Not saying that white guys can't do it. I know there's a young dude called White Lightning that's coming up that looks impressive, but he's still young. But normally, your fastest people are going to be black because of how they're strung up with their tendons in their legs. It's just genetics, right? Normally faster. So if Usain Bolt came out and said there's no way a white boy will ever beat me in a sprint, that's how he feels based off of what he knows, based off of the competition he's had in front of him. He's only had hard races against people of his own ethnicity. So that statement alone, to me, is not a racist statement, although people will take it as racist because it's based off of what they know. Is it a stupid statement? Yeah, because there's too many people on this planet for you to know who can truly beat you, who can't beat you, especially when you're talking about fighting and you're a really little guy like Devin Haney, to where in a real setting, in a real world setting, the average Joe could give Haney a run for his money in a street fight because he's too small. He's just too small. I think the average man is around 180 pounds. Would body him, put him on the ground. It would look like UFC. It would be sloppy, but he would get grabbed, put down, and then smashed. The average Joe, the average black guy, the average white guy, he would look like Adrian Broner getting drugged through the strip club by a guy who's not even a fighter in reality. So it's a dumb statement based off of that. But again, to end this video, the statement in itself, I do not believe is racist. I just believe it's stupid. And he's young. I'm not giving him a pass. And I'm not going to crucify him for him making a statement if that's how he feels. What I say is, let Lomachenko fight him. If, and this is if, Lomachenko can make it through Teofimo Lopez, which is going to be a big if. What I saw in that fight was Comey was picking Teofimo Lopez apart. If you watch the fight, as short as it was, you can see that Comey was exploiting a lot of weaknesses in Teofimo Lopez. However, like Deontay Wilder, Teofimo Lopez came with that equalizer. He was down in skill, he was down in ability, and he caught Comey and put him to sleep. Let me put it like this. If Lomachenko is fighting, and they do fight, because I know this pandemic, Corona messed everything up, COVID-19, for fights, nothing's happening. If the fight goes on as planned and Lomachenko fights Teofimo Lopez, that's not a Devin Haney duck. That's not him being scared of Devin Haney, because I can promise y'all Devin Haney would get knocked the fuck out by Teofimo Lopez. Hell, I don't even know if Devin Haney could even beat Ryan Garcia. Those are the two that should be fighting because they're pretty much on the same level at this moment. And I don't even know if Haney can make it through him. So Haney to me is truly the definition of a paper champion. Ryan Garcia, I believe, just picked up the same paper belt. And unfortunately, the WBC has caused this by making a stupid-ass franchise belt that should never even existed. It should not be there. It should not be. If you want to give them a franchise belt, then give them a belt that's not a legit belt that can be fought for. There's nothing wrong with if you've got a fighter like, say, Canelo, right, who brings in all this money, all these fans. Your organization is profiting huge, and you want to show appreciation for their skills. There's nothing wrong with awarding them a franchise belt as long as it's outside of the boxing round, meaning that nobody can win that belt. It's a pride thing. It's an esteem. It's an accolade that you have to earn. You have to make it to a certain level to get this franchise belt, and it's just something that goes in the display case at your house. It's nothing that's up for fighting. And then the main WBC belt remains the belt that you have. And then when you lose it, you lose that belt. But the franchise belt, you will never lose because it's not a belt that you could fight for. That would have made sense. That would have been a great type of appreciation to the fighters. I would have agreed with that. That would have been really nice that if you reach this certain level, you can become the WBC, or not become, but you can earn the WBC franchise belt for just being that superior to everybody. That would have been a great nod and a sign to fighters that the WBC cares about what they're doing by awarding a few people that thing, kind of like the lineal title or the Ring Magazine title. You can win a belt, you can lose a belt, but that doesn't per se mean that you're going to get the lineal status, and that doesn't mean you're going to get the Ring Magazine #1 slot. See what I'm saying? It would be more of it's just a title. You are a WBC franchise champion. It's a title, and you got the belt for getting the award. It's a trophy. Here you go. That would have made sense. But I'm not going to turn this into any of that. Let's go back to this. Now, there have been plenty of racist things in boxing. I know on my channel I spoke about Kovalev and Adonis Stevenson, and I always believed Adonis Stevenson. I still believe Adonis Stevenson would have knocked Kovalev out, especially when we see how Kovalev doesn't go too well against pressure fighters, especially people who are going to be swinging on him. I think if they would have fought while they were both younger, Adonis Stevenson would have ended up knocking out Kovalev. I've always said that if you go way back, you can see that. And I know Kovalev was wearing like monkey t-shirts and stuff like that. So there are racist things in boxing. Now, because Kovalev did that, just like with Devin Haney, does that mean he was racist? I don't know. He could have been racist. He very well could be racist. He very well could hate all black people. That is a possibility. Or there's the flip side to the coin, to where he tried to do it to piss Stevenson off, to fight him if Stevenson was really dodging him, which I don't think he was. Piss him off enough to fight him, and if you get him in the ring and you can get him angry and get him out of his element, then you can exploit him for just coming at to take your head off and he's not thinking in the ring. Because the thing about anger is, anger will help you in a fight when you're fighting somebody who doesn't know how to fight. But when you get to a certain level of competition where people aren't just fighting, they're thinking and they're calculating off what they see, then being angry can be your worst enemy. It's not going to get you through. It might make you last longer, which is only going to in turn lead to you getting your ass whooped even more. So there's mind games that go into it, and I'm not trying to give anybody a pass. If y'all feel what Kovalev did was racist, then that's your opinion. Me, I'm staying out of this talk. I'm just making this video to say how stupid it is, because if you lose to Lomachenko, then all your stock is gone. It's gone. And then you can't be in the ring saying that, oh yeah, he's the best fighter ever. No, because you already put your foot in your mouth. Don't end up like Bernard Hopkins. You've got too many opportunities, too many doors opening for you. Eddie Hearn hooks you up with your WBC belt without you even having to do anything to earn it. Don't throw it all away. If that's really how you feel, don't say it in public, because people in public can't take it. But again, not to keep going in circles because this turned into a 20-minute video, but I do not believe that the statement alone makes Devin Haney a racist. And I don't even truly believe that is a racist statement. I believe that if a white guy was to say it, then it would be like all hell would come on Lomachenko. I don't think that much is going to come down on Devin Haney, because it's just not the same. It's not the same the way people come down on people. So again, I don't think it's a racist statement, no matter who says it, because if that's how you feel, that is how you feel. And the thing about it is, would you rather have a snake hiding in your grass, or would you rather have a snake on your driveway that you can see? See, people don't understand. Sometimes it's better to let people speak their minds so you know what you're dealing with, and you don't have somebody who's always plotting on you behind your back. And that's just in life. And that's the problem with this, trying to put a muzzle over everybody's mouth. Everybody in public seems the same, but behind closed doors, you don't know how people think, because people nowadays are too scared to say anything, because if they say anything, they lose everything they have. Me personally, I would rather know you hate me than me think you like me, and the whole time you're around me, you hate me just because of something stupid like my skin color. I would rather know that. I would rather you say that. But people don't say stuff like that anymore. So that's all I wanted to say. This video wasn't about racism because, you know, I'll never do anything racist on my channel. That's just not my avenue. That's not what I like to cover. I'm just talking on this because I saw it was big, and I just wanted to make the statement that I don't believe Devin Haney is racist, whether he believes what he said or not. I think it is what it is, and I can't really beat it down anymore off of what I said. Thank y'all for watching. If you like what you just listened to, please give me a thumbs up. And if you really liked it, sub to the channel because it really helps me grow. So let's see what y'all think. Hit up the comment section.